Greetings and salutations, everyone. CrimsonNero here, and welcome back to Let's Play Devil May Cry. In the last episode, we got to the Colosseum and fought Griffin for the third and final time, as well as saw Mundus, finally. In this episode, we'll be doing Mission 16. But first, let us purchase Meteor Level 2 and complete our arsenal of various skills and techniques that we can do in Devil May Cry 1. We got all of Ifrit, we got all of Alistar, and we got all of the purple orbs and blue orbs that we can buy. So, yeah, that's it. We basically don't have to come back to this menu ever again. Mission 16, Nightmare of Darkness. Unravel the mystery of the Staff of Hermes. Well, I mean, we do have that Staff of Hermes, and also we have the Wheel of Destiny, so let's go use them. But first, a full free blue orb, because just why not? I like the sound of that. Just more of those, please. Man, our health bars are looking pretty full there. We almost have everything. But speaking of health bars, hey, let's get it even longer by doing another secret mission, Stairway of Tranquility. Acquire the blue orb at the end of the Staircase of Death. Or Stairway of Death. Personally, I'm more of a fan of a Stairway to Heaven. And this was the other secret mission that specifically has the player focus on the idea of enemy stepping. It's really not that bad. But the funny thing is, if you fail it, which you really can't fail it unless you leave the room without getting the blue orb fragment, but just if you fall down back to the ground after you've already ascended up in the air, if you fall back down to the ground and don't have the blue orb fragment, the skulls will actually laugh at you. I find that really funny. I think that's just a really nice little detail there. Yes, it does make the player feel bad, but like that, it's totally on purpose. Plus, like, it's really not that bad of a secret mission, honestly. There's a message carved in the circle. The Wheel of Destiny shall guide you to the land of the beginning. Shall I use the Wheel of Destiny? Sure. Wait, the land of the beginning? Are we gonna go watch The Land Before Time? I remember those movies when I was a kid. Didn't Don Bluth work on some of the animation for that? I think he did. I could be wrong. I mean, when I think of Don Bluth, I immediately think of Dragon's Lair. But he did a lot of work in the animation industry. I think he still does some work for it. Ooh. Well, if the fact that, you know, it's already nighttime outside didn't make anything more ominous, then yeah, the fact that, you know, the whole entire castle is now totally filled with darkness, that also makes it, you know, a bunch more ominous as well. I guess the land of the beginning technically refers to the castle because it's technically where we started the game. More blue orb fragments. Like I said, they're just handing these out like candy if you know where to look for them. Hey, that big statue is gone, but instead we have this this wheel here. I wonder what happens if I do this. Thunder and lightning are oh so frightening. Lightning! In the form of a bat? That's pretty cool. Hey, you look a lot like me. Whoa! Okay, now that's cool. I seriously really like that cutscene just because of like the staging and everything and how it's dramatically built up and like you don't really know what's gonna happen. But then when the bat shows up and then it turns into Dante and then just, here's a laser eye! I think that's really cool! This guy's working on his Cyclops impression for Marvel 2. Laser eye! I literally just cut through a being made entirely out of electricity with a metal sword that also uses electricity. Yeah, it works. It just works. Oh, hey, look, they're actual, like, enemies now. I like the fact that, I think those guys are called plasmas. I like how they don't have Dante's coat. Because it's actually, because whether it was intentional or not, it's really funny because if you know any of the, like, developmental material that they had for Devil May Cry 1, like, you know, like concept art and like early builds of the game, it's really funny because Dante didn't always have a coat. He still had a style that was very much akin to what we see him wearing now in Devil May Cry 1. Just that I think they just added the coat, or maybe it's a duster technically. They added the coat later on into development. But I still find it really funny that the plasmas don't have that as like a little kind of nod to that part of development. Someone spilled grape juice all over the floor. There's a strong surge of evil pulling from the puddle of water. Oh, so it's water. There's a voice in my head saying something. One who knocks on the gate to the underworld shall borrow the strength from the blue stone. But I already have a bunch of blue orbs. Oh. It's a gelatinous cube! No, this is Nightmare, our newest boss. And you know how I told you when we got that last weapon, how you should keep the name Nightmare in mind? Yeah, Nightmare Beta is based off of this boss, Nightmare. And I'm gonna say this outright. Nightmare is my least favorite boss from Devil May Cry 1. I enjoy the other bosses a lot, but this one just doesn't quite get me the same way that the other bosses do. But at least it's a nice punching bag if you want to use Ifrit a lot. Unfortunately, you do need to keep track of several things in this fight. There's a lot going on, but the biggest thing is that you need to make sure that you put him in a vulnerable state by activating those glyphs. And if you hit him or wait long enough, his little core will show up at some point in his body, either in his front, on top of him, or on his back. Really, it kind of just depends on where it just decides to open up. I think you can kind of trick the system into opening up specific spots if you hit it and your attacks bounce off of it. I'm not 100% sure about that though, so don't trust what I just said. Definitely getting a good use out of double trigger for this one. Ah, so close. Literally one more good swipe at him will do it. Oh yeah, he also sucks away your double trigger, which is not nice. There's bullets everywhere. He summons different attacks to attack you, like not just his own body. Just he's a literal mess. Like he's a giant gelatinous blob of just chaos. But we dealt with him without too much of a hassle. But like I said, I definitely prefer fights against Phantom and Griffin and Nello Angelo way more over that. Anyway, secret mission, Shadow of Darkness, hunt down all the shadows. This game really likes throwing secret missions that involve shadows at you. Let's see, there was 3 beasts. There was the Treasure of the Reaper. There's this one. So we have at least 3 different secret missions that involve fighting a group of shadows. Hey, there we go. I stood on him again. Didn't quite get the attack in, but it's still possible. Yeah, so this secret mission will actually require us to go throughout various parts of the castle and look for multiple shadows to fight. The two in this room are, I believe, the first half. But I think there's two other, either there's 2 or 3 others that we'll need to take care of. I can't remember whether it's 2 or 3. I definitely know 2 locations. I don't know if there's a 5th one technically that we need to fight. I think it's just 4. Let's check out the main foyer. Just gonna come up here. Come up here. And we find our 3rd shadow. Just gonna lure him down here to make things a little bit easier. Few stingers as usual. And now we just gotta wait for that thing to explode. Oh. I thought I was gonna be safe up here, but I clearly misjudged. Ha! Oh my gosh, did that just like go through me and just not do damage? Or like did it like barely go under my feet? I don't even know. I didn't quite even register what the heck just happened. I think this is the last one. They're not too bad once you get used to them. At least with enough upgrades to your health and such. Mainly health and double trigger. Those are the biggest ones that you'll want, especially early on in the game, as I showed when we were fighting the 3 beasts secret mission. After that point and getting enough blue orbs and purple orbs, yeah, it's really not that bad to fight multiple shadows at once. And we get another blue orb. Excellent. Man, we almost have 2 full health bars. Excellent. And we have cleared yet another secret mission. We're almost done with them. But let's get back on track. You know what? Let's fight this plasma just to show a normal battle with them. Because they split into multiples! Yeah, it didn't really feel like fighting them 100% fair and square, but, you know, at least I showed off that part of them. Because really, plasmas don't really show up all that often. They're introduced pretty late in the game, and then, you know, they just kind of show up just a couple times after that. But honestly, like, Devil May Cry 1 does a pretty darn good job of introducing new enemies to fight. And I'm using enemies as a broad term for things you fight. So that also includes bosses. Yes, there's a repeatable rule of 3s when it comes to the bosses. I mean, we fought Nello Angelo twice, we fought Griffin 3 times, we fought we fought Phantom twice in actual boss fights, but technically he's appeared 4 times if you include the 2 chase scenes in the hallways. The one coming back after we fought him the first time, and then the second one after down in the basement, or down in the catacombs, or the underneath area of the castle, dungeon, sewers, you know, that area. I just couldn't think of the word for a second, but we're good. I remember how the English language works, I think, maybe, not really. English is hard. It's reacting to the glowing evil surge of darkness. Man, that's really hard to read. Shall I use the Staff of Hermes? Yes. Behold! Anyone else getting a, like, Ocarina of Time vibe from these portraits? Kind of like from that Phantom Ganon fight? But with that, we have finished up the mission. Mainly, it was just getting to not Phantom. I keep on saying Phantom. It was mainly just us getting to the fight with Nightmare, and then also just dealing with the secret mission. Mission 17, Parted Memento. Slash away at the dragon and enter the court with the Quicksilver. I don't know why, but I just really like that mission description. But, once again, like with several missions before, we have to backtrack because there's some secret mission stuff that we have to do. But instead of doing platforming, I'm just gonna fly. Hey, at least this gives me an opportunity to show off Vortex. Secret mission, blue gem in the sky. Acquire the blue orb that's located high in the sky. Well, that sounds fairly simple, at least in theory. Oh, hey! Another Sin Scissor. Or Sin Scythe. Ugh. Or is this a Death Scythe? I can never remember anymore. But hey, at least you give me a good opportunity to build more DT, which I definitely need for this specific secret mission. Now, there's kind of multiple ways that you can kind of approach this secret mission, but I would definitely recommend that you have Air Raid by the time that you do the secret mission. Otherwise, I think it might be impossible to finish. So we'll just come up here like we did before. And we'll fly over here, very high up in the sky, so we can get this blue orb. Wait a minute, hold on. We got a blue orb fragment, and yet the mission said that we would get a blue orb for completing it. I feel lied to. But we finished the secret mission nonetheless. And now we can actually start the mission proper. Man, we're getting pretty close to the end of the game, but there's still some pretty cool stuff that we still gotta do. I mean, what would you expect? A game as cool as Devil May Cry not having a flashy and cool finale? Or, well, end game, I guess you could say. We're not at the finale quite yet, but we still got some stuff. I won't spoil anything, but just wait for it. Well, I'll just take a nice evening stroll over here. But wait! Hey, look, new enemies! These are Frosts. Ow. I don't know how I'm supposed to really know how to react to that, but, you know. Enemies made entirely out of ice. Well, you know, Ifrit will do nicely against them. Or should I say, icely. Ah! What? Don't give me such a cold reception. Fine, if you don't like my jokes, I'll just be over here with a calm, cool, and frosty attitude. Gotta stay frosty. Oh yeah, I guess I never really mentioned. So you can actually switch between Ifrit and Alistair kind of in real time by clicking in the right thumbstick, or the right stick technically, which is really weird. Like, I've never really, like, I understand that, you know, clicking in either left stick or right stick or even left and right stick at the same time is still technically more, like, quote unquote, inputs that are more inputs that you can put into a controller, but at the same time, I never really liked it, except for when right stick is used for camera control and clicking in the right stick refocuses that camera. But that's just me personally. And we get another blue orb fragment. But yeah, like whenever a game tells me like, oh, hit L3 and R3 to activate your special ability, I'm just like, not really a fan of that. I know a lot of games do it, including a lot of games that I love, but you know, personally, I'm just like, I sometimes have gripes with it. Man, I'm just not having a good time with this. Hold on, is that a dinosaur skeleton breathing fireballs at me? Well, I think we just found our dragon. Nice. Bet you didn't think that Night of the Museum would get this cool. Just gonna spin the stick around. Behold the power of rotation. There we go. Behold the light. Got some platforms up there that I could probably use. Let's see if my double jump doesn't help. Come on. Yep. Not quite. Maybe if I stand on one of these pillars, is that even possible? Guess not. Yeah, definitely not, considering it just automatically just bops you down to the ground. Almost there. You know what? I'm just gonna go the, I guess, intended route. Ah, not quite. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to save as much time as possible, but I guess it's just not really working. I guess I'll have to do it the actual intended way of, you know, using the platforms to my advantage. But luckily, with flight, it kind of trivializes a little bit of it. And we get the Quicksilver, a crystal ball filled with mercury. The mercury has lunar powers that will open sealed doors. But don't get mercury poisoning. That's bad. That's real bad. I just really like the word or name Quicksilver. Isn't Quicksilver technically used in like alchemy or something? I mean, mercury is definitely used in alchemy. I know some things about alchemy, but not everything. The door won't open. There's a round hole in the center. Show the gem with the moonlight. Shall I use the Quicksilver? Yes. Affect those lunar phases. All right. I'm just gonna use ebony and ivory. Hey, look who it is! What? You thought we were? What? You thought I would mention the rule of threes in Devil May Cry, and there wouldn't be a boss fight against Nello Angelo for a third time? I have the power! Henshin! Oh! Aren't you a handsome fellow? But enough compliments. How about you? Now this right here, this is where it all leads up to. Nello Angelo 3. We got Super Ultraviolet playing in the background. We got a cool boss fight. Let's rock, baby! Man, this boss fight's awesome. It's a real good challenge. Very tough. But man, is it cool. Ah, he hit me. I thought I was going to be able to get that weapon switch off for free, but no, not quite. Kick 13, baby, let's go! The best thing about Kick 13, as we saw with the second fight against Nello Angelo, is that it basically, because of how many hits it does, it can break through his guard and still do attacks on him and do damage. It's fantastic. And the fact that it's level 2 now makes it even better. Plus, Rolling Blaze can just cancel his attacks, and we can go into the dive kick right afterwards. It's awesome. But I want to finish this sword to sword. Ah. And that's that. If I'm going down fabulously! Hold up, wait, what? Hey, it's a pendant just like the one Dante has. Wait, just like Dante has.
Dante, happy birthday. Wow.
Trish, Virgil has been defeated. You know what you must do. Now go.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, master.
What? Man, look at all these reveals that we're having all at once, and there's still more to come. Jeez. But yes, Nello Angelo, the Black Angel Knight that we've been fighting since Mission 4, that we barely could keep up with in Battle 1, that we matched in Battle 2, and we overtook now in Battle 3, has actually been Virgil, Dante's long-lost brother who he thought he lost years ago. And Trish has actually been working for Mundus, and has been since the very beginning of the game. Dante and Virgil's mom was voiced by Sarah LaFleur, who also voiced Trish, and young Dante and young Virgil were voiced by Jonathan Mallon. And that's going to end things off for this episode of Let's Play Devil May Cry. I'm CrimsonNero. Thank you very much for watching this episode, and until next time, everyone, fare thee well.